Howdy. So, cigar box guitars are a thing. If any of you have one, I'd like to hear about it along with what inspired you to buy one. Or did you build your own? Now that's the story I'd like to hear. Now this is my cigar box guitar and I've used it on bluegrass gigs, recorded rock tunes with it as an extra stringed instrument texture, and in October 2022 I even used it in concert with the Fort Smith Symphony to approximate the voice of an Egyptian oud. In fact, I have the distinction of being the first and only principal cigar box guitarist with that orchestra. So not only is it a fun instrument to mess around with, it's also been a useful compositional and performing tool. And whether you're new to cigar box guitars or you're already an aficionado, stick around and we'll talk a bit about CBGs. In the fall of 2013, my boss at the music store where I teach built a CBG and brought it into the shop to show it off. I loved it and I asked what he'd charge to build one for me. And he said, I won't build you one, but I'll show you how to build your own. So I went to his wood shop and we laid out and cut several maple neck roughs. I then spent the bulk of the next week rasping, filing, and shaving and sanding the neck until I was happy. The following weekend, we finished the guitar, cutting the nut and the bridge, attaching the neck to the box, stringing the guitar, and wiring the pickup. So I took it to a Crumbs gig that night, figured out a couple of simple tunes I could play it convincingly on, and had a blast. Because plugged in, this thing sounds great. And the novelty got a great reaction from the audience. And for the remainder of the year, Bill and I built several CBGs, one each for the employees of the store, one for a raffle, and a few which we just sold outright. We never built any more, but I plan on changing that in 2023. Okay, so what's the logic of my 3-string fretless CBG? Well, I liked the idea because Frank Zappa used a fretless guitar on the album One Size Fits All, and I've always loved the sound of those parts. So I opted not to even try to fret this one. Plus, figuring out the scale for this neck and fretting it just didn't sound like fun, so I just opted to leave it as it is. And why 3 strings? Because I figured it would make me approach it as a new, unique instrument I'd have to figure out rather than just laying out standard guitar chords on it. And I started off using a modified dulcimer tuning, DAD. But since then, I've occasionally opted to tune it to an open G chord, D, G, and B, just like the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings of the guitar. That way I can still play familiar guitar shapes, but only the inside of those shapes. And that keeps me on my toes, thinking of those shapes from another angle. Now, for today's video, though, I'm in my dulcimer tuning. So the dulcimer tuning lends itself more to modal, folk, or blues type tunes. You know, playing simple, funky melodies over a drony, almost bagpipe-like accompaniment. Notice that the trick on a fretless instrument is to get your finger precisely at the proper spot for accurate tuning. And also, without frets, it takes a bit more finger pressure to actually stop the notes against the fingerboard, just like a fretless bass. And because the space is limited, it's tricky to get everything perfectly in tune and ringing, but I think that's half the appeal of playing a folk instrument. Besides, if I'm playing it with other instruments, the tuning issues are close enough that it all comes out in the wash anyway, very much like playing slide guitar. And when it comes down to it, it's the color or the flavor of the instrument I'm after, not the metaphysical certainty of the tuning stability of the notes I'm playing. So the next CGB I build will probably also be a fretless 3-string, but with a wider neck, which will allow me to fret chords conventionally while having the string spacing to ensure that I can fret multiple notes of a chord at the proper locations. On this skinny neck, I just can't squeeze my fingers in place while applying the proper amount of pressure to make the fretted notes sound good and let the open strings ring freely. So that means I need a new one. And so maybe I'll make a video of myself building that instrument. Let me know what you think about that. I already have most of the materials. Now I just need to find the perfect cigar box, something that's as cool as this one. And so wish me luck on that one. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like what I do here. Hit the notification bell so you'll always know when a new episode drops. And feel free to leave comments or any suggestions for any topics you might like to see in some future videos. Also, check out my other channel, Live from the Stairwell, and check out some 100% live unplugged performances from, you guessed it, my back stairwell. And I do have some new performances coming any day now, so watch out for that. Also, keep your eyes open for String 'em Up Shorts, where I address various good guitaring ideas in under a minute. My name's Dave Holland, and thanks for watching String 'em Up. Have fun, stay safe, and I'll see you next time.